Before this video begins, I just want to remind all of you, if you haven't already, to go ahead and follow the link in the description of this video to follow me on Instagram. That way you'll be able to see all the work that I do that I don't end up making a video for. You can stay up to date and see what I'm up to when I'm outside of the studio. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you great content here on YouTube. Thanks again. Welcome to the Elegant Oxford. We specialize and offer premium shoe shines, dyes, and artisan patinas for quality men's brands and help others to learn the art of shoe shining. Visit theelegantoxford.com for all of your shoe care and Saphir Madai Dior needs. Hey everyone, welcome back to another entry in the Elegant Oxford review series where I look at and review brands and models I highly recommend you check out. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at a brand I've already covered in the past, but this time around we're looking at a legendary model that I believe is an absolute necessity in every man's wardrobe, although it's a little old school. Moreover, this particular model is only enhanced since it's made of shell Cordovan in this stunning Armagnac brown shade that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with what shell Cordovan is, but for those who may not know, shell Cordovan is a special and exclusive leather made from the rear hind quarters of a horse, from the flat connective tissues behind the hide. The name Cordovan comes from Cordoba, Spain, which is the birthplace of shell Cordovan. Now, I want to make one thing very clear. Cordovan is not a color, although today many individuals and even some prominent companies have mistakenly associated the dark purple shade that shell usually comes in as a color. But that's not correct. Cordovan is a reference to Spain and not a color. As you can see here, shell Cordovan comes in a variety of shades, and the popular burgundy eggplant color that is most common is called color 8. Today, shell Cordovan is produced in Japan and Italy as well, but shoe aficionados almost all universally agree that the best shell Cordovan comes from Horween out of Chicago. Now, if you don't know Horween, they're really famous for making the textured leather you see on footballs. Now, for years, one of my dream shoes was the famous and very rare Alden shell Cordovan Longwing Blucher in cigar or Ravello, but here in the United States, with exceptions, shell Cordovan in any shade other than burgundy colorway is kind of uncommon, rare, and hard to find. There were listings for Alden cigar and Ravello on eBay, but they were selling for close to $1,000 or over, making acquiring one very difficult. As time went on, as I started to discover other brands, I realized that CARMINA sold a comparable Longwing Blucher in a beautiful medium brown shade that immediately caught my eye, and I went in straight for the kill. As always, CARMINA has really great, beautiful burgundy boxes, which are sturdy and clean. The shoes come with 2 red felt bags, which I love. As I mentioned before, I prefer 2 shoe bags over 1 large bag, so this is great. The shoes come with replacement round laces, which is really awesome. I just really like seeing those small details. Now, let's take a look at the shoes. Wow, I just don't know what to say. These are absolutely breathtaking. The color alone is just perfect. It's like a medium, pale cedar coffee brown with the slightest, tiniest hint of olive green. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I have a serious bias here just because I've wanted a pair like this for years, but I'm just really confident that these shoes can speak for themselves. Now, before I continue with the review, I'm going to teach you how to properly shine shell Cordovan. Now, this is still a hotly debated topic in the shoe community, but this is the method that I found works best. You can transform even the dullest and dimmest shell with this method. I think that in order to really look fantastic, you need wax polish. Other shell owners swear all you need is to brush the shoes like crazy, but that's never really worked for me, so this is the method that I love. We're not mirror shining the shoes. We're using a method that's not really intuitive at all, but it really works. Using a neutral wax, you're going to apply a layer to the shell using your bare fingers. Wait 20 seconds for it to dry and then buff the shell using your bare fingers and your open palm. The friction and heat produced by the glass-like shell and your skin produces an illustrious shine that can't be beaten. If you're only going to use 1 or 2 layers, a cloth chamois or a brush will work fine as well, but to really produce a deep gloss, I feel like bare fingers are needed. Of course, I think there's going to be some disagreement about this method, but I think that there's ample warrant for anyone to at least try it out. I think these look really beautiful. The shoes are Longwing Bluchers, which is an American classic made famous by the Florsheim Imperial, the quintessential Longwing that every company has taken some inspiration from. This is a model here in color 4 from the late 70s, which is just a little lighter than color 8. Compared to the rounder, more robust designs of the classic models like the Imperial, or one made by Alden, the Detroit Last by Carmina is respectful of the history behind the shoe, but adds some really stunning modernizations that really elevate the shoe for those who like sleeker designs. From the side, you can really see the dynamic shape of the Last. The toe area is slightly elongated, which I think is a must for the Longwing since they can end up looking a little chunky, thanks to the robust sole and storm welt, but this model has a nice silhouette that evens out the proportions quite well. Now, the wing of the shoe here is well suited to the shoe's design and isn't too long, which can end up trespassing the flex point on some models if it reaches too far back. The McNeil by Alan Edmonds is a model that comes directly to mind where the point of the wing reaches too far back, although unfortunately it's now discontinued. The shoes feature a classic toe medallion, which is one I see commonly on shoes across brands. As per usual with Carmina, everything is incredibly robust and stitched perfectly, so I have no complaints here. The shoes feel really heavy and really thick. I'm really quite impressed with the quality here. The shoes even smell amazing, and for those who know what that's like, you know it's really important. The shoes feature 5 eyelets without metal grommets on the outside, but do feature metal support here on the inside to prevent any eventual tears, which is a complaint I had with my Alden Shell Cordovan short wings, since they don't feature grommets on the inside of the shoe. Now let's move down to the welt. The shoes feature a nice storm welt, which is identical to a normal welt, but it's longer, allowing it to be bent upward here to go around the shoe for added protection against moisture. This feature is a staple of shoes that are just a little bit more casual, but since these are Shell Cordovan Bluchers, it's the perfect addition. Alright, the shoes feature a great 8 stitches per inch on the welt and strong and purposeful welt fudging, which are those perpendicular lines you see here. It's all well done, clean, and in proper order. The edges are beautifully done and are almost glass-like due to how flat and smooth they are, really thick and robust, just how it should be for the classic Longwing Blucher. It's the opposite of an Oxford in its utility, but in a good way, and serves to elevate smart casual looks to a whole new level. Now let's head under to the sole of the shoe. The shoes come with a double oak sole by Johann Rennenbach, commonly referred to as JR soles, which is great to see. The thicker sole gives the shoes a more casual flair, but it's completely appropriate for this style. The soles feature closed channel stitching, which has been precisely executed along with some tacking here by the toe area. The nails don't serve as well as metal toe plates, but it's still much better than nothing. As usual, the soles are solid as can be, no complaints here at all. We also have a solid full leather heel stack with a rubber tip top lift for traction. It all looks really great. Now, when you compare Carmina to the main competitors like Alden, Carmina does exceptionally well in a head-to-head. I know these Alden aren't Longwings, but for the sake of the comparison, it's okay. We're looking at everything else but the style. Carmina offers a wider range of rare colors for Shell Cordovan, unlike Alden, where Cigar and Ravello are just plain hard to find and uncommon. Alden only regularly offers color 8, although that's not a complaint, it's just an FYI for you to consider. Carmina beats Alden out in fine details with higher stitch density on the welt, more pronounced and purposeful welt fudging, toe tacking from the factory, closed channel stitching, and JR soles which come with the shoes stock from the factory, as opposed to Alden, who only offers their Shell Cordovan models with a house brand double waterlock sole. Additionally, I find Carmina's Last to be more aesthetically pleasing, dynamic, contoured around the human foot, and sleeker as opposed to the trademark chunky and wide look of Alden brand shoes, which in my opinion don't look anywhere near as good, but I do realize that taste is subjective and you might prefer Alden. Both brands retail their Shell Cordovan at $790, making Carmina the clear winner in my mind. Aside from dark wash denim, which is the normal go-to for Shell Cordovan, you can mix it up by wearing tan chinos and olive socks, going for some really good earth tones that really complement each other, and it really brings out the brown and the olive in the shoes, so I think this looks really fantastic as well. Olive green is another great color with burgundy socks. The strong contrast really brings it all together with the brown, so just experiment a little bit and you'll do just fine. So what do you guys think? I'm really impressed by these Bluchers. I just can't believe it. Hopefully you like them too, and I'm going to give Carmina the credit they deserve now. I think they make a fantastic shoe. Hopefully you liked the video, and I will see you next week. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share for more content in the future. Visit theelegantoxford.com if you'd like to purchase any of the shoe products you've seen me use. Make sure to check out my other videos as well if you'd like to learn more about the art of the shoe shine. Don't forget to look for me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Elegant Oxford. Remember to care for your shoes so they'll last you for years to come. Always put your best foot forward. The small details matter most, so don't forget to hashtag shine your shoes. I'll see you next time.